Y'all already know what it is, so let's jump right into it. As y'all can see, Luis Garcia for the Washington Nationals went against the Yankees. Max Fried was pitching today. He went hitless. And then Ronald Acuna went against the Marlins today, went against a rookie, Gusto, and he went hitless as well. We're gonna dive into the to their stats and their bats momentarily. So it's been a little rough week for me with these picks, but we ain't gonna waver, right? So let's see here. Let's go to history. So yesterday, Nico. So my streak, even though it says it ends again, it remains at 0 since Michael yesterday got a hit. Nico Horner did not get a hit. Stephen Kwan didn't get a hit on the Monday, and so did Jose Ramirez. And then on the 24th, on Sunday, Francisco got a hit, and then Bryson Stott did not. So I have one. If we count the 24th, 1, 2, 3, 4 straight days of not having a streak, but we gonna keep at it, right? So we gonna dive into their bats. So let's go to the games, and I'm gonna go through my start process, right? With this, right? So originally, right, I had that's crazy. I see that's 20-3 Texas versus the Angels, but originally, right, this whole entire week, or these entire three games over Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right, I was thinking about picking players from the Yankees, right, because I had a feeling that their offense was gonna have some good games against the Washington Nationals, and I can't exactly explain why, but I just had a good feeling about it, right? But as you can see, I didn't go all the way through with it. I might have picked Giancarlo Stanton once, or did I pick him once at all? No, I don't think I didn't pick him this entire time, right? So let's start with Monday, right? I'm gonna get into my picks that didn't get a hit today, right? So originally on Monday, I was thinking with the Washington Nationals, with a rookie was pitching, right, and John. Then I was trying to focus on hitters batting like 280 and up. That's gonna make a little bit more contact and so forth. And Giancarlo's been hot since injury, as I mentioned before, right? So he's batting over 300, and Judge, even though he's been hampered with the arm a little bit, he's still been batting overall well, right? So they had the rookie on that Monday, Lord pitching, right? So they had Brad Lord pitching. I was like, since he's a rookie, right, him going into Yankee Stadium, see how he's going to do, right? And so obviously he didn't pitch all that well. So 4 1/3 inning, he gave up 8 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, right? And so I was going to initially pick Aaron Judge and what is it? Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. But when I checked the lineup, Giancarlo wasn't in the lineup, so I had to go online and see what was going on with that. So the coach had gave him a rest day. Since he had been playing in the outfield a couple of days. So that kind of threw off my flow of what I was planning on doing. And so I didn't think about, sometimes I had in the past where it works with me, like with the guy that gets taken out, right? The guy that replaces him, or not even the guy that's replaced him, my other initial pick, that if they was in that same lineup didn't get a hit, or they may have gotten a hit. So I kind of threw off my flow of what I plan on doing because of the decision made by the manager. So I ended up picking no one on the Yankees, even though I believed they was gonna have a good series against them each game. And I was thinking about Bellinger, but I just wasn't certain. And then as you can see, the whole entire lineup ended up getting hits that game, right? So I missed out on that, right? So then on Tuesday, what was it? Mackenzie Gore was pitching, right? And so I was thinking about going with Judge, and I was potentially thinking about going Judge and Giancarlo again, right? So Gore, as you can see, he pitched a decent game, but I think before this game, Judge was like maybe 3 for 5 or 2 for 5 with a home run or 2 home runs, or maybe not a home run, but good stats, or in short, and a few at bats, 5 at bats against Mackenzie Gore, while Giancarlo Stanton was 0 for 5 lifetime against Mackenzie Gore, right? And I was thinking like, who's gonna come through this game, right? You trying to your mind tend to go through picking people that may have success against somebody, and sometimes I've seen that work well. And this year has been kind of crazy. Well, it kind of hasn't really always panned out right there. So just because somebody has gotten hit against them either this year or in the past doesn't guarantee they're going to hit like it. I don't want to say really guarantee like it did in the past, but it was more likely in the past couple years playing this than it was this year. It's been kind of really crazy and everywhere, right? So as you can see, Judge grounded out. And I should have thought about Cody Bellinger, because Cody Bellinger been getting, even though he's bad lefty, he's been hitting lefties very, very well this year. So that didn't even cross my mind. I think once I got thrown off the first day with the Aaron Boone thing with taking Giancarlo, it kind of threw me off a little bit, right? And then I didn't really focus on other players as well, so it didn't even cross my mind. But then also I was hesitant with Judge as well. So just because he had success doesn't mean he was going to get a hit against him. And as you see, he went over for the game. So if I would have picked both of them, my streak would have ended anyway, even though Giancarlo would have got a hit. So Aaron Judge got walked. He got walked, and then Giancarlo got the double. Got the double during that time. So right, and then let's keep going. Let's see here. As you already mentioned, Judge went over on the game, right? So with that being said, right, sometimes when making these picks, it's sometimes when you have so many players, so many different teams, sometimes it can be a little bit much trying to look at every single team or keep up with every single stat and what's going on with each player, who's on the hitting streak, who's doing this, who's the good players, knowing some of your players' tendencies that you may normally pick on a while. Like in 2022, Trey Turner and Paul Goldschmidt both had like 20 game histories at the same time. 20 plus games, like they both had, one had 22, one had 23, or one had 24, and one had 25, all at the same time. And it started in May 9th of 2022. I remember that vividly. That's when Trey Turner was with the Dodgers. I think it maybe his first year or second, or first and a half year, second year, right? And so you sometimes may get used to guys' tendencies and so forth. So right. So sometimes when I'm just focusing on Aaron Judge or just focusing on picking Giancarlo Stanton, I may be having too tunnel vision, may make you not think about other players like Cody Bellinger, even though their batting average may be a little bit lower, or Jazz Chisholm, or other different guys that may be swing and miss guys. Anybody can get hit, even if they batting like 180 on the day or on the year, right? And so it's just hard. It can be a little challenging trying to decipher between that. And then if you just lock in on a few players or a few games, you may miss other games. As I mentioned, what game was that I missed? Was it Monday? I just completely overlooked this game right here, which is a 13-run game total between the Pirates and the Cardinals, right? And they had 11 hits by the Cardinals and 9 hits by the Pirates, because sometimes these offenses are lackluster, even though it's a divisional game. And so sometimes you're not sure what you're going to get. And I was thinking about picking Burleson. And so sometimes it can be good being tunnel vision, and then sometimes it can backfire, right? And so going to today's, right, I didn't pick, like I said, I figured the Yankees was going to have I just had a feeling the Yankees going to have a really good offensive, 3 games against the Washington Nationals, right? And so I hesitated against, it was going through so many different picks to, changing guys out, picking them, not picking them, and so forth. So I ended up picking, I didn't pick anybody on the Yankees, because I was thinking like, I don't know, this guy right here, for even though it's Nationals, he's a veteran and so forth. Maybe I was overthinking it too much. As you can see, he didn't pitch well. He gave up 8 hits, 7 runs, and 2 1/3 inning, right? And so my feeling would have been right. And sometimes trying to lean into why you may get that feeling or why that may be, and then going with it versus like knowing not when to go with it, it has been a very challenging for me. So if I would have picked the right people, or pick the right people and went with the Yankees, right, I would have had at least a streak of 6 right now, right? If I continued, at least a streak of 6, if not more, from my other past streaks, right? And so Bellinger, did well today. Judge, Giancarlo was in the lineup again. I'm not sure why with that. Paul Goldschmidt, I was thinking about picking Paul Goldschmidt, but lately he's been kind of iffy on like whether he gonna get a hit, not get a hit. So that was just some of my thought process of just trying to figure out like what's the best decision to make and stuff like that when making these picks. And so and I think some of the stuff been holding me back is just like fear of not wanting to be wrong, wanting to get these picks right, and that can make me overthink or not or underthink, and not seeing somebody else as an opportunity, and inadvertently self-sabotaging, and I'm trying to work through that, how to like lean into like my feels and the decisions of like and not maybe sometimes I don't have to always know why I may want to make a decision or have a feeling about the Yankees doing well against the Cardinals, doing well against the what is it, against the Nationals and so forth. And the instant thing is, yesterday, right, I had a feeling because I was thinking about picking yesterday. I was thinking about picking Ronald Acuna yesterday, right, because he went against Alcantara, right. He had, he has decent, solid numbers over 300 against Alcantara, and Alcantara hasn't, pitched all that well this year. Even though he pitched a very good game yesterday, he had seven innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, 7 Ks, right, 1 home run, right. I was thinking about picking Ronald Acuna because he got a hit against him this season, a couple hits, but I decided not to pick against him because I wasn't trying to do recency bias, just because he got a hit against him this year, to then pick him. So I psyched myself out and didn't pick him. Same thing with Edwards. I was thinking the day before against Strider. Strider has been struggling, but I was like, man, Strider may have a good game. He could probably come back. So I didn't pick him, and then he ended up getting a hit. And so once I saw that Ronald Acuna got a hit, and it was somebody else that I saw that got a hit that I was thinking about picking. Oh, it was this game because Gordon from the Colorado Rockies and who else is Gordon and Dolander have ended my streaks a few times when I was like kind of really focused on picking against the Rockies, since they haven't been doing that well this year, right? And so I was thinking about Pena at one point, picking him, but I thought that was gonna be like a revenge pick, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get Gordon back, I'm gonna pick somebody like Pena, he gonna get a hit. So I didn't pick him, right? Because of like not trying to lead by emotion. So I didn't pick him, and then he ended up, getting a hit. And so once those two things happened, I had a feeling. I was like, yeah, my streak gonna end today. I just had a feeling. I said, even Markel, it wasn't looking good for Markel Garcia, but he ended up getting a hit at the end of the game. And so, but as you saw, Nico Horner, who went against what is it, Verlander, didn't get a hit at all, right? So he went 0-for against Verlander yesterday. And so that made my streak be at 0 or continue or remain at 0, right? And so just working to be better, to kind of getting out my own way and not unintentionally self-sabotaging, because I feel like I honestly should have won this years ago. Not kidding. Just like me having feeling like, okay, this person will get a hit, but just being like not want to make the decision or afraid to be wrong. And so that can just stems into other parts of your life as well. Allowing fear to take hold of your decision. Even though this is a game to have fun, I do really want to win it, because as I mentioned, like opportunities and so forth, and that can be extended for my life and other people's lives around me, just the opportunities that could come with it, right? And so what was I about to look at? And so I had a feeling that Ronald was not going to get a hit today, right? Since he got a hit yesterday against Alcantara, I was like, he may not get a hit today, but I picked him anyway because he was going against a rookie, and I was thinking about picking Michael Harris, because Michael Harris had got a hit against the rookie pitcher Gusto today, right? But he ended up getting up 7 hits, 9 runs, five walks, 2 strikeouts, 3 home runs. But tell me why, right? None of them got. Let me see. But everybody in the lineup basically were Alvarez and Acuna didn't get a hit though, right? So Acuna got walked 4 times. I think got a hit by a pitch, maybe. Hold on, let me see. How many at-bats did Acuna have? Yeah, he got walked 4 times, got a hit by a batsman, hit by a pitch, and then went 0 for 1. That's crazy, right? And that's what I told you. I've seen so much when playing this game over time, right? So let's go through it. So first inning walk, right? Because I was thinking about picking Acuna because he didn't see the guy this year, right? And so I thought that would be working Acuna's advantage, right? But it doesn't always work out that way. So walked him basically right off the bat. And then so I didn't want to pick Michael Harris because I was thinking kind of recently biased. He has been hot in the second half. They was talking about one of the potentially best second halves in MLB history. And I was trying to think not recently biased and thinking about potentially could be wrong. And he's batting like 246 right now, overall. And so I missed this opportunity of picking Michael Harris, right? And so his second at bat, Ronald Acuna, got hit by a pitch, and he wasn't too happy about that because he's been hit like 9 times in the last few years or so against the Marlins, if y'all don't know that history with that. So he has 2 unofficial at bats right now, right? So then his third at bat got walked again, right? So fouled off some pitches, missing pitches that he probably should have hit, right? But then end up getting ball 4. So that's 3 at bats, right? So that's 3 at bats, 3 unofficial at bats. And then let's go down again. Let's see here. And then his 6th at bat, going against a different pitcher, he ended up grounding out to second baseman Xavier Edwards the first. So that was his only official at bat on the game, and he went 0 for 1, which is crazy, right? That's how your streak can basically end, right? I've seen so much. Then he got walked again. They just didn't want to mess with Acuna at all. Didn't even give him no pitches to hit. I thought they was gonna do that to Judge early this year when at one time I picked Judge, right? And I'm thinking they gonna or not pick Judge, and they was gonna pitch around him, and they end up throwing the ball basically right down the middle, and he getting hit. So sometimes I just don't understand what these guys be doing. If you seeing they hot, if they dominant players, why even pitch to them? But then other times you pitch around them when it comes to playoffs, other different things. But that's another conversation. And then his final at bat that I thought he was gonna probably come up and get a hit in, got a walk. So that's how the streak ended up remaining at 0 and stuff like that. So yeah, so we still working through it, man. We like I said, we're not gonna waver. Got to work through the fear or the doubt or the self-sabotaging unintentionally getting out of the way. Because like I said, I should have been one this already. And so tomorrow, I'm thinking about picking. What is it? Tomorrow, I'm thinking about picking. Who do I have for tomorrow? Trey Turner and Alec Bond, right, going against Cal Quantrill. So because he got good numbers against him, and I know Cal Quantrill's been struggling a little bit late, but for some reason I'm thinking about removing Trey Turner, right? Because I have a feeling that when I pick Trey, because Trey Turner used to be my guy, I used to pick him all the time, and then he ended up struggling. Then I kind of was out of a rhythm with him, and then he wasn't getting hits when I needed him getting hits, like kind of in the past. So I kind of fell off. I don't really think I really picked Trey at all this year. If I have maybe once or twice or a few times, not that much, or if not at all, I used to pick him a lot. But I'm thinking about removing him only because I have a feeling that the time that I do plan on picking him, he's not going to get a hit, right? And I don't know which day that may be, right? And so I'm better off not picking him, just like I had the feeling about that I knew the Yankees was going to have a very good offensive series, the entire team versus the Washington Nationals, right? And I'm thinking about picking Bomb just because the numbers are good. He's 10 hit game hitting streak, but because of that, I'm thinking about not picking him, right? Because I've seen these streak ends, and I haven't had a good, history so far this year. When guys having like long streaks and then picking them, and then you thinking they because they're in a good flow and they're going against somebody that may be struggling, then they end up not getting a hit against that person. If they do get a hit, it's not against that specific pitcher, but it's maybe later in the game. And so I was looking over Bomb. Sometimes when I overlook players, I be thinking about picking them like because of like because I doubt that they may actually come through. And so that makes me want to then pick them, but I'd be very hesitant to pick them because I just got to understand anybody can get hit, right? Anybody at any time. I've seen so many different situations, as I mentioned before. And even Cal Quantrill, right? I was thinking about Schwarber, but as you see, Schwarber's batting 158 against him, right? Lifetime and 19 at bats, even though he has 3 homers, 3 RBIs. So now that's kind of making me thinking about picking him because of like I'm thinking he's not going to get a hit. So I'm still trying to figure out who should I pick in this circumstance right here. And same thing kind of for the next game, right? And then if should I pick Stock, because Stock kind of let me down last time. And then Bryce Elder, right? Same thing here. Trying to figure out. I was thinking about picking Trey Turner too because he's 1 for 5 with a home run against him, but and I think they might have saw him this year as well, but I'm kind of reconsidering that right now. So may go with Nick Castellanos. You see he has 3 home runs, 7 at bats against him, 429. I know the numbers look great, right, and only 7 at bats, but that doesn't guarantee that because I picked Francisco Lindor like about a week ago or a couple of days ago, even though he got a hit, right? Bryce Elder, he was 6 for 10 against Bryce Elder this year. I think it was it this year or overall? It might have been, I can't remember if it was this year or overall. And then he had a few hits against him this year, home run against him at the MetLife Stadium. I can't forget it. I'll be forgetting some of the stadiums names. So at the Met Stadium, or that's Citi Field. I don't know. I said MetLife Stadium. That's their that's the New York Jets at Citi Field. So he didn't get a hit. He went over 3 against Bryce Elder, but ended up coming through later on against the pitcher, ended up getting a hit. So sometimes it pans out, sometimes it doesn't. So still working through this thing. We're gonna not waver. We're gonna keep having fun this way, and we're gonna keep getting through it, man. We're not gonna work through the unintentional self-sabotage or the fear of not want to making a mistake and getting it wrong, and just work through our thoughts and processes and get it out. So, but as I mentioned, I appreciate y'all the support, and we gonna keep going. We gonna keep grinding, and we gonna go day by day, even through the failure. So, like always, to the next one.